Alright, hey guys, it's Elite Cheese back again with another Wi-Fi battle. I again took it off of Smogon, but I'm using a new team for this one, and I made this team myself as well, and so let's see how it's going to work out in this battle. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get it started. So for this team, my new standard lead is my Metagross, since I have Stealth Rocks on it, and it's also got some powerful moves, so it makes a nice anti-lead, and it can also set up Stealth Rocks. But he leads with his Fortress, which I'm assuming carries the Rapid Spin, because there's not many other reasons to carry Fortress anymore, since Ferrothorn is quite a bit better. And so I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks, and he is too. And he can probably Rapid Spin mine away, but I don't know if he's going to go for that yet. I'm going to switch out, because I don't have anything to touch Fortress. My main moves are Meteor Mash and Hammer Arm. Hammer Arm is not going to do that much. So I go into Rotom, because Fortresses have much less special defense than they do physical defense, even if he is running a especially bulky set. And I'm going to Volt Switch here, because I saw that he didn't have any ground types in the team preview, so I can safely do that, because Volt Switch is going to break his Sturdy, and then I can bring something else in that's going to be able to hit it a lot harder. But he actually sends in his Deoxys, and so I get switch advantage on that, and get a nice chunk of damage on it, because usually, I'm thinking since he didn't lead with it, it's probably a Life Orb attacker. So I go into my Crest, because Deoxys speed is not very strong, and even if he does have the super effective Shadow Ball, which he does, it's not going to do very much. And this is actually a very odd set, a kind of gimmicky set that I created for my Crest. It does not work well in this match at all. It's used to make easy pivot switches. It actually has Recycle in addition to the Eject button, which works well if you're running a lot of choice pokes, so you can get nice pivot switches. But I would have rather stayed in with my Crest there. Oh well. I go back into my Metagross, since I can threaten the Deoxys with the Meteor Mash, which would have finished it off from that point. And I just go for that, hoping he'd overpredict and not go back into his Fortress, but he knows he's completely safe doing that. And so he does. And I bring in my Machamp at this point, since I'm running a sub-Machamp set, and I don't think he'll be able to break my sub with any move that he could carry. Since Machamp is pretty slow, I don't think Gyro Ball would break it. Obviously, Payback wouldn't. And unfortunately, I get poisoned, but it's only normal poison. It's not toxic poison, so I can stay in here for a while. So I get up my sub, and I think he goes for a second layer of Toxic Spikes here, which doesn't matter at all, because I think I have 4 Levitating or Flying Pokes, Metagross, and Machamp, so Machamp is my only guy affected by poison, and so that second layer does not matter at all. And so I just go for the Dynamic Punch, because it's my strongest move against Fortress. My other moves are Stone Edge and Payback. I kind of wish I had Ice Punch instead of Stone Edge, but I'm not sure about that yet. It's a tough choice, and this is just the set that is in Wild Chase's OU database, and I haven't changed. Actually, I think I changed 1 or 2 of the pokes, but I haven't changed this one. So I'm just slowly working the Fortress down, using Dynamic Punches. He's confused. It doesn't really matter if he can hit me or not, because he doesn't have anything that can break my sub. It looks like he might. I don't know what his 4th move is. I've seen Rapid Spin, Toxic Spikes, and Stealth Rock, but it's probably Payback, since he hasn't even used it yet, and he doesn't seem like he has anything to break my sub. I was right about that. Unfortunately, I'm getting whittled down by the poison, but I can finish it off with this Dynamic Punch, and now he has to bring something in, and I have a sub up, which is very convenient. And I think he ends up bringing his Latias here. Yes, he does. And I do have the Payback, which should do decent damage, but I think I actually end up going for the Payback? I don't remember. I think I might have gone for the Dynamic Punch, thinking he was, yeah, I thought he was trying to lure my Payback, so I'd take more poison damage and die quicker. So I went for the Dynamic Punch, because that'll confuse him too, which could be good for me. So, that may have been a bad play, but I actually end up getting pretty lucky here. And he gets confused twice in a row, which allows me to take him out with Payback. But that may look very hacksy, but he will more than hacks me back later in the match. I promise you. It's ridiculous. And yeah, he gets confused again here, so I can finish him off with that Payback. And so he's going to have to send something else in to finish off my Machamp, which is good for me because I get switch advantage, since he has to bring something in first, and then I get a free switch after my Machamp dies. And I don't remember what he brings in here. He brings in his Deoxys, since that's a nice fast sweeper that can finish off my Machamp easily. And it doesn't really matter what he uses here. He uses Thunderbolt, so I guess that tells me another one of his moves. I know he has Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt. I'm assuming he has Psycho Boost, since what kind of Deoxys speed offensive variant doesn't carry Psycho Boost, and then probably Superpower or Ice Beam, I don't know. So I bring in my Crest because I know that almost completely walls it since Shadow Ball doesn't do crap. So I'm just gonna use Moonlight so I can recover half my HP, and now I'm looking good with my Crest. He can't really touch me with his Deoxys at all, and I go for a Thunder Wave here so that he becomes slow and basically useless, because Deoxys Speed's only good trait is his speed and his, it's decent special attack. It's not that good. He actually has a Lumberry. That's really weird. Maybe he means to have it as an anti-lead in some cases, but he just didn't use it this game. So I go for Thunder Wave again now that I've burned his Lumberry so I can get him paralyzed. But he actually goes into Bliss. I'm afraid he's going to go for Toxic, so I go to Metagross, predicting that since he's immune to Toxic. And he can hit Blissey back hard with his physical moves since Blissey is more of a special wall. But he goes for Thunder Wave. That's not too bad either. Metagross is really slow. He's not going to mind that much. But actually, I am going to end up minding that because I'm going to get a lot of Parahaxes in the coming moves. I'm going for I think I'm going for Stealth Rocks here since he spun them away, and Stealth Rocks are always helpful. So I get those back up. He goes into his Latios, and I don't feel like he's going to be able to hurt me that bad. HP Fire, there's no way HP Fire is going to kill since I'm at max health. I don't think even a Specs HP Fire would kill. But he ends up going for Dragon Pulse, which is not very effective, so that's fine. I was going for Meteor Mash there to try to get some damage, but oh well, I got paralyzed. Oh, look, I got paralyzed again on the Meteor Mash, so I'm not getting any damage on this Latios. I know Meteor Mash won't one-hit KO, but I want to get some damage on him. I don't know why he switched up to Ice Beam there, because that's going to do less than Dragon Pulse. I don't even know why he has Ice Beam. I'm kind of questioning some of the moves on this guy's pokes. And I end up getting Parahaxed every single turn until I go for the Bullet Punch, which isn't going to do much at all. So that's really unfortunate for me, but I guess he got confused twice. I can get Parahaxed 4 or 5 times, whatever. And I don't think he can touch my Crest that much. He goes for Ice Beam for some reason. I guess if he had gone for Dragon Pulse, he would have finished me off because of the stab bonus. So, that was just a misplay on his part. And now he's paralyzed, so I can outspeed him, and I can just Moonlight up as he tries to attack me with his Ice Beam when he should be using Dragon Pulse. I don't understand him. That's just weird. And yeah, I'm just healing up. He can't do crap. I think I go for an Ice Beam this turn since he got Parahaxed and he's so high in HP. He goes into Scrafty. I go for Ice Beam and I notice that it does like almost nothing. And then I see that he has leftovers, so I'm assuming he's a bulk up set with max special defense because Ice Beam would have done a little bit more and he would probably have Life Orb if he was the Dragon Dance set. So I go into Rotom, thinking he'll probably bulk up, and even if he goes for a physical move, I can live it. And then I'm going to trick my Choice Scarf onto him since that's going to severely cripple him since he's a setup poke with bulk up. And I do that, and he does not predict that since he goes for another bulk up here, and since he's locked into bulk up, he can't do anything anymore. So I just go for a Volt Switch, because if he stays in, then I can go into whatever I want and do whatever I want since he's locked into bulk up, and if he doesn't stay in, I get switch advantage, so it's win-win for me. And he ends up going to Deoxys, so I kind of wish I went for Hydro Pump, because Volt Switch does not end up finishing off the Deoxys, and I'm sure Hydro Pump would because of the extra power. But, I can just go into Cress, do what I've been doing, wall his Deoxys to pieces. Cress is so bulky. It's ridiculous. It's such a good poke. I don't know why it's RU. It's so usable in OU. That's how ridiculous it is that it's an RU. People just don't use it, probably because it's cheap. I know I feel a little bad using it, but the rest of this team is fairly lesser used pokes, except for like Rotom. Oh, and I have a Thundurus on this team, but I don't even use that in this battle if I remember right. And he goes back into Scrafty. I'm thinking he'll probably go for Crunch, but since he's a bulky set, I can probably take it because it's Cress, which is ridiculous. And now he's Thunder Wave, and he has a Choice Scarf, so he is utterly useless. He's slow with a Choice Scarf, so he's locked into his Crunch. I go out into Rotom. I probably should have Death Foddered my Cress, since Cress couldn't really do anything more at that point. But, I don't know. Cress wasn't going to be doing anything, and I at least wanted to be getting something done. So I went into Rotom so I can get some Hydro Pumps off since he can't recover at all anymore. Since he's not locked into Drain Punch and because he doesn't have his leftovers, I'm just going to whittle down his HP with my Hydro Pumps. I missed there. Oh well, not a big deal at all. He is low on pokes here. It's basically my game now. I have such a huge upper hand. He gets a Moxie boost, which is really weird. I feel like bulk up sets should be carrying Shed Skin since opponents are obviously going to be trying to Toxic or Will-O-Wisp you if you're going to be slowly setting up with bulk ups. So go to my Dragonite, who is very bulky and can take his hits all day. And this is actually a Choice Band Dragonite, different from my Dragonite that I was using on the other team. And so I'm actually going to be able to finish off the rest of his team with Outrage. I end up getting a 3-turner since he has 3 pokes left. If I got a 2-turner, didn't matter. I could just go into Crest, Death Fodder it out, and then finish off his pokes from there by going back into Dragonite and going for another Outrage, since all of his remaining pokes are T-waved. Oh yeah, and his Blissey stayed paralyzed, so that means that he's running a Serene Grace Blissey. So this guy is running some very weird sets. I'm very curious if he might have just miss-sabbed it, or I don't know, maybe he makes legit pokes. Who knows? But weird sets, you know. Good game. I guess it was decently close, and I didn't really get to show off my interesting crest with eject button, and I think I actually end up, it doesn't work out in my next video either. I think I need to put it on a team that depends on it more, with more choice users, because I don't know if I said this before, but it also has recycle on it, so you can get the eject button back for more easy pivot switches. And I think what I need to do is I need to run. I also need to run Blissey, because Blissey gets recycled too, so I can put an eject button on that, and then run 4 choiced pokes. I'm very interested in trying to do that for a team. I feel like that might work out pretty well, and it would be hilarious and very gimmicky. So, I don't know. I'll look into making a team like that in the future. And I hope you enjoyed this battle. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to me if you want to see more of what I got going here. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.